All right, so when it comes down to like video game news itself, like I keep up on the new releases and the hype on it and all that, but I don't get a lot of the criticisms behind stuff. I just kind of like see it in my feeds, on my social medias and everything else. And I had a friend that had told me that I was talking about the new Horizon game and I was hype on it because of the way it looked and everything, right? I don't really like the live service, but the way it looked is really cool. And he was like, "Yeah, man, they're talking about this and that and this and that about it." I'm just like, what? So I kind of want to catch up. I don't do, like I said, I don't do a lot of that searching for stuff. So we have Luke Steven Clips here. It's a really cool YouTuber. Subscribe to his channel. And I'm just like, all right, let me just kind of just see what people is talking about. So nothing against the YouTuber. I just want to see what's going on, and we'll go from there. Because I don't think people know what they want nowadays, right? Check out my video on High Guard. Like, people don't know what they want. We ask for this stuff and we bash it, and then we just keep getting the same stuff over and over and over again. Let's see
Or
what's going on.
this. Like they could have revealed it at the showcase, but they didn't. They didn't. Paul Tassi had a good tweet. We call this the BioWare, where you interrupt your well-liked single-player game development to make a live service, which is factual. That is accurate. And it's doubled down because there's been a lot of misinformation going around. Some like PlayStation, PS5 focused channels and personalities on like Twitter, YouTube, places like that. They've been saying, no, 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 no. This is a small project from a small spin-off team. Horizon 3 is very close. Some of them were even suggesting Horizon 3 could be at the state of play on the 12th, like that it's that close. No. As I've told you guys, this has been the main Horizon or main Guerrilla Games project since Forbidden West. Like the big team is on it. It's a different game director, but that's because the game director's been working on it since before Forbidden West. Jason said, "Here's the next big game, blah blah." Kyu Kai said, "Oh no, I expected they were working on Horizon 3. I assume we can't expect it to launch before a long time then." And Jason,
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know as far as the background and everything. Again, this is just all my personal interpretation. There's two Horizon games on the way. Okay, I'm pretty sure that they knew that some people was going to have problems with the way this game looked and all that, and so therefore they have that one. Now, my only problem with the other one is that it's primarily for the phone. Now, I don't know if they're going to change that, but they should. But I think the success of Legos sparked this game to come out because this game, when you look at it, it looked like it's more orientated toward kids, okay, of a more younger audience, right? I mean, I'm going to play it. And as far as part three coming out, I don't know if I want part three because part two was so bloated and it was a lot to do that I did not want to do in that universe. Even though I think that universe is one of the best handcrafted universes out there.
says, "Yup, it's a ways off." They're gonna make it. The fact that they introduced their
Yeah,
live
they're
service
definitely
game
going
by
to make
saying
it.
we still like doing single player stuff, I think shows that they are kind of in too deep with it. Realistically, what I think happened, this is my big brain conspiracy theory, okay? I think this was greenlit in the era of Jim Ryan, circa 2019, 2020. I think over the following years, they worked on it, built it out. Forbidden West comes out, they decide to put the full team behind this. Concord comes around, Suicide Squad comes around. It becomes very clear very quickly that live service games from single player focused studios are at a massive disadvantage
Okay.
because people go into it already negative because they're upset you're not working on the thing they want you to work on. Because one of the premises upon which these projects are built is the assumption that because it is in a franchise you know and like, you will play it, which is not an assumption you can make. Just because I love single player like Fallout games does not mean that I'm gonna like Fallout 76, right? They're different things.
Okay. I agree with that one right there because just because it's Horizon, then I mean I'm going to play this one. But again, for me, I'm looking at it like, oh man, this is something cool. This is definitely a spinoff, but it's something cool, and I'm happy about it because the other project that they got working on, which is a Chinese team, I think, is primarily for the phone. So it's kind of like if you don't like this live service, then go play that one because it's more akin to what we are used to seeing. It's not Horizon 3 yet, but it's. I'm still waiting to hear about
And
the
that
look.
was apparently something that was just not truly appreciated or considered before they greenlit all of this. But I think by the time we got to 2024, they were kind of in too deep with this thing. I think it was too late. And we
In which I don't know who was on the Lego team and all that, but the Lego game came out. So I mean this isn't the only spinoff that we got. And if is that primarily single player? I mean, you could play a 2-player, but
You got to remember who's in charge now. Herman Holst. Herman Holst has a predilection for Horizon. It's his baby. It's his baby. The running joke is that Herman will greenlight anything as long as it has a Horizon logo. He's from Guerrilla Games. He loves it desperately. I mean, seriously, boys and girls, get yourself a partner that loves you the way that Herman loves Horizon. He loves it. Loves it dearly. Okay? And I think that he wasn't ever going to let this thing die or be canceled or anything.
Oh, no.
So that's why we have it now. But yeah, I get the vibe that if it were up totally to the studio, they might have walked away from it a couple of years ago and just pivoted into something more likely to succeed, just because I think that they're at such a disadvantage. And you can, like, people can complain about that and be frustrated, like, oh, but people should give it a chance. Sure. It's reality, though. Like, okay, you wish reality was different. The truth is, when there are fans of a studio that makes single-player narrative games, and then they go and make a live service game, those fans are upset. Those fans feel betrayed. And, like, they're not just going to go in with an open mind. They're actually pissed, okay? That's just the reality of the situation, okay? I get it. I don't like it either.
What he's saying is not. He's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. What they should have did, if Horizon is that popular, right? Because I felt it when Horizon Lego came out. A little bit. A little part of me was just like, oh man, it's not 3, but it's like, okay, this is cool. I felt the same way with this. So I think, like, if there's some lesson to be learned whenever you have like a spinoff of your game, I guess you need to make sure that the big one is announced first, and then you announce the smaller guys underneath the little one. Like, was everybody mad about the God of War announcement? Like, we want God of War, and they told us that the trilogy is being remade, which that's curious how they're going to remake it. Is it just graphics, or they're actually going to, like, a full-on remake with the perspective behind them and all that? But I mean, they announced that, and then we got like a 2D side scroller, a spinoff. So it's like, how do people feel about that? So it's like, kind of like, what's the difference? And they're both Sony first-person titles too. So I'm curious if people was just as upset of not getting a new God of War, of announcement of the new one, like this. And the thing is, like, I'm gonna let this play, but it's kind of like, we know that they're gonna make a part of God of War 3, right? They ain't told us that that's it yet. We know that we're gonna get another Horizon. Was there a cliffhanger at the end of I can't remember, but it's like, we know we're gonna get another one. So when they do these other side projects, like, yeah, like he said right here, inevitably, if it ain't good, nobody's gonna play it. I get it. It's already live service, so it's already putting a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't buy the Horizon 3 game, the Lego game. I bought it for my kids, but I didn't play it myself. So I mean, I get it. And the downloadable one on the phone, of course I'm gonna download and give it a shot because I want to see what it's about, because I love the universe of Horizon. But yeah, I would much. I don't know. For me, I like it when they kind of do different things with the genre. Is it going to do well? Probably not, because especially, like, everybody's saying everything about it, but it's like, for me, I'm looking at more of the creation and everything they did with it, and I can wait for part 3, because like I said, to me, part 2 was bloated. I'm looking at it literally, like,
I get it. It's frustrating for everybody, but that's how it is.
It's kind of like Link, Legend of Zelda, right, with the main titles of Link, and then they put out these spinoffs, right? The Dynasty Warriors spinoffs, which obviously did good because there's like 3 of them. So it's like, was we mad about that? Like, when did they announce the spinoffs for those games versus the mainline titles? And I think Zelda's in a kind of a weird spot with some people, because some people don't like the open worldness of it. Some people prefer it to be like the Ocarina of Time style. You can't please everybody.
So deal with it. Like, so much of what I've seen in, like, gaming discourse and commentary in recent years has been, well, the industry and, like, humans should act different. It's like, okay, cool. Like, breathtaking commentary, my friend. People thought that Highguard looked mid and boring. They should not do that. Okay, that's just not how it is, though, dude. Like, people do get their impressions and feel the way they feel. And your job as somebody selling me something is to react to that, is to pivot and find a way to work with it, you know? You know?
People have the wrong idea about Horizon multiplayer.
Okay.
Everyone is hating on it as if it's live service shooter slop, when in reality it is closer to Night Rain. I think it can be pretty good.
I think it can be pretty good too. My stance has been that I think there is an audience for it. I just don't think it's a very big audience. Time will tell. Time will tell. I
time will
think that
tell.
part of the math was assuming that Horizon players would jump in, and bro, the fact that Jor was like, I'm really disappointed. That's wild.
Who is
like,
Jor?
Jor should have been the slam dunk to jump into that, but he saw it and was like, what are we doing? You know?
Okay, so let me stop right here. This is part of the problem too. I don't even know who Jor is. This is like, if you look at my High Guard video, this is the same thing I said about High Guard. Again, nothing against Loop. Don't, if he sees it, don't take it like it's nothing like that. But it's like, I think that's a major problem. If you like a game, you need to just play it for yourself, right? This Horizon game, I'm pretty sure you have people that's like myself who played Horizon, and man, when I played Horizon, I stopped and looked at the robots and everything. I wish there was an art gallery, which there might have been one, I can't remember, where you could just look at the mechs, right? You look at the mechs, you look at the world, like it's dope. The fact that they took that art style and put it in animated, and then how it looks, and you got all these cool looking characters that's doing Disney like stuff and all that. That inherently within itself is cool. The game itself, I'm pretty sure, is going to be okay, right? But what's going to kill it is all of this going on about it. And so what that causes is, oh, this guy didn't like it, so, well, it must be trash. And then that creates a big old train of people not even giving it a shot when it actually is a good game. It's the same thing with High Guard. I've been having fun with High Guard. I have the same complaint about High Guard I have about all these live service games. I just want there to be a strong single player element to it. Same gameplay, same cheesy leveling up gameplay as I'm playing, but I want to play with this character, storyline, this character, storyline, this character, storyline. And for those looking in, it's like, oh, well, this is a live service game, so you can't expect that to be here. I don't know, you're actually about the wrong thing. Man, if you want any game to do well, you provide more for it. If you want any game to do good, you have your base gameplay and you extend it to more and more and more and more and more. This is nothing new. It's what Destiny did. Okay, Destiny, it had its Avenger mode where you can get on a bike and roll all around and collect nothing for the first year of Destiny 1, right? Literally just pieces of metal for no purpose at all, right? They expanded it. Oh, we got more levels, we got more stages, we got more planets, we got more story. We have the Crucible, right? We have another mode. What was it? Forgot the name of it. But they expanded on what they had. So that's what all companies need to do. Have this live service crap, I call it, where you got this, but then have some more stuff added onto it, more modes to make this world that you now building more cohesive for everybody. It's like, it's nothing new. It's literally nothing new.
So if you can get that.
But yeah, in short, kind of got off on a tangent. Like, we need to stop worrying about who top tier is playing what and what they're playing. If you like it, play the game. The concurrent player base, who cares? Play it.
At the type of player in, who's going to get in? Maybe the Night Rain players. But I think
I ain't played Night Rain yet. I need to play it.
I don't know if this differentiates itself enough. So I think it could get like a solid 3,000 players. The problem is this is being made by like one of the most expensive studios in the world with hundreds of employees, and it's been in the works for years.
Yeah.
So I don't think that level of player count
is going to cut it
enough to make it profitable.
Mm-mm.
You know, I don't think that math works. I don't think the maths. You know, so my guess is that they would have solid numbers for like an indie spin-off live service kind of fun game, but I don't see how this works, because this is a very expensive game, and I don't personally foresee the player base being robust enough to justify the expense, but we'll see. I'm a Horizon player, and I will pass. Well, and this also, so even just that, we're just talking about player acquisition, right? Like, trying the game is one thing. It's expected that this is going to be a premium live service game.
Yeah.
Not free to play.
Mm-hmm.
So set aside those like High Guard numbers, okay? That was free to play. 100,000 people, 97,000, jumped in to try it. gave it a shot. Would have been a lot lower if they had charged for it up front, right? With Horizon, this Horizon Hunters Gathering, it's expected to be like a $40 to $50 live service game.
Mm-hmm.
And there it gets even trickier, man. Like, it gets a lot harder to make that math work. You know? And then I've spoken to studios, okay, that ask for feedback on stuff.
$30
Where they
on
ask,
release.
like, where should this land? I remember after the marathon preview event, we were not told the pricing, okay? Like, we tried the game. It was not revealed whether it was going to be premium or free to play or whatever. And at that time, the game was pretty rough around the edges, and pretty much everybody was like, I don't think you can charge $50 for this, man. Like, I'm not sure if you can do that. And they went away for a year, made it a lot better, which helps. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they're going to do play tests. They're going to take player feedback. I think that is the right move. That will help it. But it's just an uphill battle. Like, it really, really is. It really is. And I do not envy them. It's going to be really tough. Well,
I agree with everything he just said. You know, like, they got these big, massive teams working on this stuff, and then the concurrent player base ain't strong. It just falls apart, man, and it sucks because it doesn't mean that the game isn't good. It's just like people's not playing it. But then, you know, that kind of like takes me into another argument too, right? It's like, why do these games come out? And that was a video by Spawnwave. I'll link it in the description. And he was talking to one of the I believe co-founders or one of the ones who started like G4 Tech TV. And even he said, like, in the gaming industry today, it's like you make a game and like the whole world has to play it, or it's a commercial failure. You know, it's just like, how many players do, when you make a game, right? Like, how many players do you expect to like stay playing consistently every day? It's like one game comes out, right? And they want to grab all those players to this game. Right? It's like they want all, like, Call of Duty comes out, right? Okay, you had Call of Duty and Battlefield. No, this is okay. You had Arc Riders, then you had Battlefield, then you had Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty came out and wanted all that for themselves. They didn't get me. I don't know if they got any Battlefield players either. But they just like, oh, we want what they got. But your game has to be popular enough. It has to be good and all the rest of these things, right? But it's like, why? Like, how many people? I mean, there is like a huge, there is a large player base who only play one game, right? It's like you got Fortnite, you got Roblox, right? These kind of games, and it's like the games that we see coming out. It's like they want their game to be like that, like they want their game to become platforms, but they don't have all the tools and all the stuff in there for it to become a platform itself. You know? And it's like the way things is in the industry right now, so much of it is revolved around something coming out and not just grabbing the attention of players and just keeping players in forever. But it's like, who wants to play that one game like that forever? You know, just like as much as Apex is still really good. And I say that because I booted it up again after about, 3 years? About 2-3 years. I didn't consistently keep playing that game for that long. But there's people who have. There ain't nowhere in the world, me personally, I can boot up the same game for 5 years straight. As much as I love Zone of Vendors, I talk about it all the time, waiting for it, did not show on the Sony showcase, upset. But anyway, I'm a Zone of Vendors fan, like, big time. Right, I got Zone of Vendors stuff. I'm not playing that game every single day. I'm not playing it every day. Arc Raiders. I put a lot of hours in Arc Raiders, but I'm not playing it every single day now. Games fall off. It's time to move on to something else. That's me. That's just me. So, but you have people, I guess, where, you know, if Horizon comes out, they want people like that that's just going to sit and play that one game all the time. Right? All of the time. And if not, then the game is a commercial failure. It's just something wrong with that. It's something wrong with wanting to have your game played consistently every day for 5 years. When you have all these other games out there. Like, just get back to putting out a game, having it sell really well, and then moving on to the next one. I don't think live service in itself is a good idea. I really don't. Sales wise or mental wise for people who playing it.
We'll see what they can do. We'll see if they can pull it off. I don't know. But again, I thought that one statement made by the studio head, where he's like, "We love single player games, and they are core to who we are and what kind of games we make." I was like, that is the ultimate right off the bat. Don't be mad at us. We get it, but we're doing this thing. Like, I get it. It's also, I saw one person tweet out, they're like, actually, Horizon started as a concept with multiplayer in mind. I'm like, okay, so like, are we supposed to give you a high five? Like people, it may have started like that. It ended up being a single player adventure. Like,
So the thing with that is that typically companies do kind of return to some of their okay, so when they have a concept, a company, when they get together, right, and they make a game, right, and they have a concept and people play it and it ain't all that good, they might drop that concept, but as they put out like a different version of it and that does good, and they put out another one and that does good, they go ahead and try to return to some of those original ideas and try to realize them. It's a common thing, but yeah.
I don't want to call it an RPG because it's not an RPG, but like, it started as an open, I know they call it an RPG, but it started as an open world adventure narrative focused game. It was a pretty good one. I don't think it's a masterpiece or anything, but it's pretty good. I think there's a reason why it popped off the way that it did. So it doesn't matter how it started, you know? It's just, yeah, we were told to do this. That's the vibe I got. The vibe I got from that video was like, we think this is fun. We know what you're gonna say. You know, like, we get it, okay? Just to get out in front of it, you know?
Single player gamers get mad at multiplayer cause stepping on a Lego 50 times sounds more fun to us than playing with other people. People who enjoy social interaction will never understand the horror.
It's true. And it's just also, like, it's just a matter of taste. It's the same thing, like, I know it's crazy to believe, but there are Call of Duty players that roll their eyes when they hear that there might be a focus on a campaign or something. Like, they can't stand it. They just want to grind out the same
See,
multiplayer maps over and over.
I'm the
There's
opposite.
different flavors of players. Some of them like that, some don't. But
Yeah.
for some reason, it's always like the single player gamer's fault when something does badly. Instead of like, no, you tried to make a game nobody wanted. Like, that's your fault. You don't get to blame that on me. Like, again, it's the entitlement to the player base. The assumption that you will play it, and if you don't play it, there's something wrong with you. That was the whole thing that pissed me off about High Guard, was like, no, you're not entitled to my time. Why are you acting like, well, you should really just like play it and then like don't say anything about it until you play it. You're not allowed to think the trailer looks lame. And it's like, no, you're not entitled to anything. You have to sell me on your product. And my point is, you're doing a bad job.
So everything he's saying it makes sense to me at some point. My take on it is, like I said, there's a lot in this industry that I think they expecting too much from players, especially in the realm of time and all that. Expecting too much. I just miss the days where we make games and they have success, and if they're good enough, they survive, and if not, they make enough money for the team to make another one, right? Street Fighter Third Strike is a perfect example. It wasn't online at the time. It just came out in the best shape, had a couple updates, I think 3. And, you know, people still playing it today. That's where I think games should be at, not live service. And I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that fails, you know, in trailers and stuff. High Guard did a lot of things wrong. On release. I don't know. I don't really know what they was thinking with releasing that game the way they did and stuff, and not really showing it and all that. And it's a shame because it actually is pretty good. But I don't know. But that's my take on Horizon. Main takeaway for me is, if you like it when it comes out, play it. Do not worry about what everybody else is saying. Yes, it does suck though when you have a live service game and it relies on you to be playing with other people and there's nobody to play with. That does suck. So, anyway, shout out to the YouTuber again, Luke Steffens Clips. Make sure to check him out, like and sub. He goes over a lot of different things, a lot of different games and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't keep with all the news and stuff like that. I have no time to go through and pick apart every single thing that's going on in the industry. But when I hear some stuff, I'm just like, why ain't people just making up their own mind and playing it? I don't know.